do another chair class. I've got a few props here with me today. Of course, I've got my tennis ball because I really like using the tennis ball to loosen up the feet, but also the tennis ball helps loosen up the muscles up through the leg and through the hips, so it's not just the feet that it helps release. I went ahead and grabbed a strap today, but if you don't have a strap, a yoga strap, you can use a belt or even just a hand towel for that. Another thing I used, or I'm going to use, are the gliders. Now, if you're on carpet, this may be a little bit challenging. I would say when we get ready to do this, maybe slide on a pair of socks or use your towel for what we're gonna use, but you're gonna wanna do it on tile floor or something that doesn't have grip to it. Once again, with your chair, you want to make sure that it's on a surface that isn't going to move. Whether we're sitting in it or we're standing beside it, we want to make sure that we've got it nice and firmly planted on the ground, that it can't slide out from under you. So make sure you find the best spot for you, whether it's on the yoga mat or on your floor somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're just going to come to the edge of our chair. Try to take those feet as forward facing as you can. I know sometimes that's not workable, but just try to get them to where they will go as far as forward facing as they can. Sit up nice and tall, and we're just gonna take some breaths here. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes at this time, or you could keep them just gently open with a slight gaze somewhere off into nowhere land. Just breathe. Bring that air deep into the belly, and then go ahead and exhale the air out. Just continue that breath. And try to keep that nice, steady, rhythmic breathing throughout our practice today. Go ahead and let those arms kind of hang down beside the body, and then go ahead and just let the shoulders release down the back. Let's not pull those shoulders up towards the ears. And take another breath here. And then we're gonna inhale, and then we're gonna exhale over towards the right. And just breathe. And then if it's comfortable, you can go ahead and take that chin towards the shoulder. Gets a little bit deeper stretch through the side of the neck. And then inhale, bringing it up and through center, and then we're gonna exhale to the other side. And then, once again, if it's comfortable, go ahead and begin moving that chin down towards the shoulder, looking down towards the floor. Inhale back through center, and then let's exhale that chin down towards the chest. And just breathe here. Go ahead and try to pull that core up and in. Work that core, pulling it in. Continue that breath. And we're gonna inhale, bringing it back through center, and then just exhale and turn that gaze towards the ceiling. Get a nice stretch through the front of the neck, but not too big of a stretch that we're compressing anything in the back of the neck. And then inhale, bringing it back through center. Go ahead and finish that exhale. And then we're gonna inhale those arms up, and then exhale down on the side. And remember last time, if you joined me, I said if this is a spot that you'd like to have weights, you could go ahead and use weights for this if you need a little bit of that extra muscle building. But we inhale to rise, and then exhale to lower. Inhale again. Exhale down. Go ahead and try and keep that core engaged, nice tall back. One more time. All right. We're gonna take those legs, just kind of wiggle them out here. We're gonna take that tennis ball or whatever ball you've got, something that you can press into and it does not flatten out. Just gently begin working in the arch, and you're gonna find those spots within there that make you wanna scream a little bit, but just don't say anything you shouldn't. Again, guess if you're in the privacy of your own home, maybe it's okay, but we try not to in yoga class. Go ahead and move it towards the outside gently. And then go ahead and move it towards the front of the foot. And take those toes and just really grip them. And then wiggle it around. I will say that it's harder on a smooth surface because the tennis ball likes to slide. Then move it back towards the heel a little bit. And then let's stand up. And let's just feel the difference between the legs. The leg I just work with, even the hamstring feels loose, more loose than it was when I started. And then you'll still feel a little bit of tightness through that other leg. Let's go ahead and sit back down and let's try that on the other side and see if we can't loosen things up there. Once again, find those spots that are tight and that you can feel that kind of tension there. Try to work it out. Press and hold anywhere you think it needs. Right there is where I can feel it the most. And then go ahead and move towards the front of the foot. Once again, gripping those toes, getting those toes moving. And then gently move towards the back of the foot. And then go ahead and stand up. Move that tennis ball completely out of the way. We definitely don't want any way we could slip and fall on that. And so we're gonna take the chair to the front here for just a moment. And I want you to come back just a little bit. And we're going to bring our hands right here. I want a nice, generous bend in that knee. We just loosen those muscles in the leg. Pull that core in nice and up. And just gently fold here. Don't come down too far. See if you can feel maybe a little bit of looseness in those muscles that maybe you haven't felt all day. This is a great thing to do at the beginning of the day with a tennis ball or some type of ball that you can move around with the feet. And we're wanting a nice flat back here, so make sure we're pulling up that core. And then just gently bring it on up. And last time I think I talked about, but I'm gonna readdress it. If you have any problems in your chair that your knees are not where they should be, in other words, they're not level with the hips, if they're too high or too low, you can stack a block underneath you to raise the legs, or if your chair's not tall enough, you can sit on something, or maybe your chair's just not comfortable, sit on a blanket. So coming back into our seated position, we're gonna come into that seated pigeon or figure four. So we're gonna bring that left leg up and over, and just take that foot and begin pulling it towards the shin, trying to use the outer hip muscles, pushing that knee down, sitting up nice and tall. And this is where you might find a little bit of frustration. If this is as far forward as you can come, that's okay. This side for me never wants to open up as much. So coming forward, you're gonna come forward to where you can come and continue to breathe, pulling that core in. My arms are not doing any pushing. They're actually just resting on the legs. And then bring it back up and release that down gently. Go ahead and bring up that other one. And you can very quickly see that this side will open up much more. Go ahead and bring those toes towards the shin. Sit up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, begin to fold forward. And then take it where you can take it. And make sure you're breathing. And then bring it back up. And just gently take that leg down. Now earlier I said, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt or you can use a towel. I'm going to show you how you can use the towel, and then I'm going to use the yoga strap. But we're going to just gently work with the legs, getting them moving before we come into some of our standing poses. So a hand towel may be long enough. If you want a little bit longer, you could get a regular towel. Just take it below the foot if you can. If you need a longer towel, get one and use that. And just put it right in the middle. And you're going to just gently be lifting and holding. So this allows you to pull that core in, get a little bit of muscles activated in the arms and the legs. So the leg muscles should be activating. You can pull those toes towards the shin, or you can point, whatever feels best. And then gently release it down. I don't recommend just flinging the leg down. That could be how you injure yourself, so be careful when doing so. With the yoga strap or the belt, same idea. Excuse me. You're just going to place it in the arch or right at the balls of the foot so that you're not pulling too hard on anything. You can wrap the strap around, or you can just hold, whichever's best for you. And we're going to gently pull that leg up and in and hold it. Go ahead and pull that back straight up, nice and tall, shoulders down. Pull the core in and breathe. And then let it down. Bring it up. Breathe here. Let it down. And you kind of have to find the placement with your foot, how you'd like it. If, like I said, you want to point the foot, you're probably going to want to take the belt into the arch to hold it better. But I like to pull the toes back just because I feel more engagement. So I put it at the base of my toes. Release it down. One more time. A little bit of engagement with the arms. The arms aren't trying to do all of the work. We want the leg and the hips to do work too. Let it go down and then trade the foot. Now, it may be easier if your strap is a little bit shorter. So I'm bringing my hands down, further down the strap, bringing it in and up. Remember, you decide, point or flex your foot. Breathe. Next exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring it up and in. Exhale. Hold. Make that hip do some work. Don't make the arms do all the work. And release. One more time. I think we did 3 on the other side. If we didn't, you can go ahead and do one more. But we're going to get those hips going, and we're going to come into some standing poses. So go ahead and move the chair to the front of your mat, and we're going to gently step into our warrior 2 pose, because we're going to really open up those hips. So kind of get those feet just grounded into your mat. Stand up nice and tall for just a moment. If you want to place a hand on the hip and one on the chair, that's fine. Or if you need to get really close to it to stand up nice and tall, that's fine too. And breathe. Pull that core up and in. And then I'm going to take just a small step back, ground my feet back in, and then I'm going to pick up this outer leg, left leg, and I'm going to take it back into that warrior 2. I'm not going to open up real wide. I want you to be able to have stability in your stance here. So make sure that knee does not come over the ankle. Keep it right above. Keep that front hand right here. Back hand can be on the hip or here. And then you can keep the gaze this way or turn it here. Find your spot. And then if you're feeling nice and stable and strong, go ahead and bring that other hand out. Pull that core up and in. Breathe. Now, I'm going to go ahead and place this hand back down and bring this one to my hip, because we're going to focus on the feet for just a minute. Once we're standing here, the legs do kind of get a little bit tired, but I want to focus on the feet, and I want the feet to start pulling away from each other. So I'm starting to really press into the outer edge of that foot. You start to see that foot arching up, and I want this foot pushing forward. You're engaging the legs more. Still got our hips nice and open to the side. The only reason I'm turned is because my hand's here. I would normally be my chest totally turned open this way in Warrior Two, but I'm turned a little bit more this way just because I want my hand here nice and strong, helping me for that support. And then we're gonna go ahead, rotate that body, bring that foot more forward facing, and then gently step it forward. Shake those legs out. You don't need to move your chair. I'm going to, so that I can open up your way. So we're moving to the other leg. Let's go ahead and come to the chair again and just stand here. We're gonna breathe. You can come into mountain with the arms beside the body if you'd like, or you can bring the hands to the chair and leave them. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take just a small step back, and I'm gonna step that right foot back into that Warrior Two position. If the foot will not go parallel, bring it in instead of outward. We really want to be careful with our knees. Don't let this knee go over the ankle. And we're trying to open up through the hips. We can take that back arm back. And then if we feel like it, we can open up all the way. We should be nice and open through the shoulders. Shoulders drop down. Pulling the core in. We need that hand on the chair, go ahead and do so. And we can bring the arm to the hip. Now, we're gonna focus on those feet again. So I really want you to grab a hold of that chair and grip it good. Go ahead and begin pushing in that outer edge of the foot. You can really see that arch start to come up, and use that front foot to really push, like pull the mat apart is what we're trying to do. And that really gets the legs engaged. And like I said, normally I'd be nice and open, but I'm staying this way, a little bit forward than usual to keep my hand here comfortably. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn just a bit and bring that back up. Shake anything out you need to. And then we're gonna come to that seated position again. So now's the time that I'm gonna have you get the gliders. If you're using your towel, your socks, whatever it is that you need, you're gonna put them down underneath you. And actually you're gonna want to have your chair wherever it's stable, but your feet, you want them to be able to move nicely. So we can keep our hands here, we can rest them on the knees, we can leave them here, just whatever's best for you. We're just gonna gently take that leg out and in, out. Go ahead and bring that foot up. Get a little bit more activation in the leg if we bring those toes and point them up towards the ceiling. Breathe. one more round. And then bring them in. Now, when I do this one, I like the foot to be right in the middle. And we're gonna go up, out, back, in, and then into position. So it's almost like you're drawing a square on the floor. So up, out, back, almost to where we started, and then forward. And we're gonna do it one at a time, really trying to open up those hips. Bring it up, take it out as far as you can, bring it back and in. Make sure that you're not feeling any pain or discomfort in the hips. If you are feeling pain or discomfort in the hips, maybe don't go out so far. Maybe bring it to just right here. Don't take it all the way out here to straighten the leg. Bring it maybe right here, then back, up, and here we go. So find that spot that works best for you. Let's do this 3 more times. Get those hips nice and open while we talk about it. Get everything open, getting those hips moving. And then we're gonna go the opposite direction. So that's sometimes where it gets a little bit challenging. We're gonna go back, out, up, over, back to original position, back, out, up, over, back to original position. So continue that motion, and you might find that you move a little bit faster on one side. Make sure it's controlled. We don't want just like big sloppiness. We want nice, controlled movement, and then you can start to really engage different parts of the leg while doing so. We'll do this last one. All right, let's take those legs out one more time. And remember, don't lock that knee. Keep a nice micro bend. We never want our knees locked out. Breathe. I realize I keep looking down at my feet. Sorry, guys. Hi. All right, one more time. And then I forgot to grab my blocks, but you don't need your blocks if you don't have them. We're gonna do that same thing, but we're just gonna take the leg out in front. Once again, do not lock your knees. Sit up nice and tall, and then pull that core in and come forward. You're gonna really start to feel this through the hamstring. Find your position and take it as low or keep it as high as you need. Now, we're wanting to feel this in the hamstring, maybe a little bit towards the back of the knee, but not pain in the back of the knee. And then into that calf. And of course, we're pulling the toes towards the shin. So we're coming down. And I can feel it really good right here, but I can also take myself just a little bit further. It feels good, and I can still feel that good stretch, but when we start to come into a position where right there I feel a little bit of pain, I'm gonna come back up. We don't want pain. We want it to still feel good, and then bring it back up. We want to be able to challenge ourselves a bit, take it a little bit further, but we never want just really, strong pain. There's a difference between good pain and I want to scream pain. So sit up nice and tall and just begin to fold forward. Breathe here. And then bring it back up. Very good. Now, we're going to come into those movements again with our arms. And I forgot to give some modifications here because I know whether you've had shoulder surgery, which is sometimes hard to say. The shoulders don't always want to come as open as some others. So if the arms come here and they stop and they lock, that's fine. Bring them out and bring it down. Now, if at any point in that position, the shoulder locks or the shoulder won't go that far, then don't do it. We can only do what our joints and our muscles allow us to do. So if this is not a movement you can make, then bring it here. Bring it out and then bring it down. Now I do know that some people, when they bring it up, that's as far as it goes, and that's okay. But sometimes turning the hands helps give the shoulders that extra room that they needed. So pay attention to that when you're moving your arms and what your shoulders are telling you. So let's bring that up. And once again, if this is as far as it goes, take it there and then out and in, or down, excuse me. Up with an inhale, exhale down. And remember, you're always doing this with your breath. So if your inhale is longer than mine, then it may take you a little bit longer to get those hands up or bringing them back down. So let's just practice that, inhaling the arms up. And like I said, if the arms begin to lock here, turn them this way and bring them up. And then let's take it down in front. Inhale up. Like I said, turn up. Continue, bring it down. One more time. And if you'll notice, you're getting a little bit different movement here, just going backwards. All right, guys. If you've got any questions about other things that we can do in the chair, leave a message and we'll try to answer those. And maybe the next chair video, I can add a couple of extra of those things to help you with that. But let's go ahead and come into that figure 4 one more time. See if our hips are maybe just a little bit more open. We're going to start with the opposite. First, sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and engage that foot. And if you want to come forward into that stretch deeper through the hip, then you can. And then bring it back up nice and tall. And I forgot to say this, but in that figure 4, if that's not doable, wrap that foot around the bottom ankle. You're still gonna get some movement in that hip because that hip's already tight to begin with. So this is gonna still be a good movement for you. So once again, yoga is all about you and your body. Find that position for you that you can do. Sitting up nice and tall, engaging that foot, and then coming forward. Breathe here. Take it just a little bit further. Like I said, this is my side that's always really tight, so I'm trying to go a little bit deeper into that hip. And then bring it gently back up. And then go ahead and set it down. Don't fling it down. Try to have nice controlled movements here. So let's just come into that calm breathing. And just find that nice rhythmic breathing again with an inhale deep into the belly. And exhale through the nose. I hope you've enjoyed your chair yoga today. You guys have a wonderful day. Namaste.